Today I will be making Mexican stuffed jumbo shells, and these are the ingredients that you will need that I'm going to use. Of course, an onion, the ground turkey, these are black olives, your jumbo shells, cream cheese, taco seasoning, salsa, black pepper, garlic powder. It's optional if you want spinach, but I like us to have our vegetable. This is basically like rotel with the tomatoes and green chilies. And if I didn't say cream cheese, then I meant cream cheese, and I will be shredding up some cheese as well, some yellow cheddar cheese with Velveeta. So I will be getting started in just a moment. You can use dry flake onion. That's your option as well. I'll be back after I get through cutting the onion. Okay, that's the onions. They're not very small, they're not big, but they're cut to our liking. And here's the ground turkey. It's time to start cooking it. I just put it on 5. And if you hear that in the background, that's my granddaughter playing with her little knobby. So you have to excuse her. She wants to be right up under me. Sorry, let me get back in frame. I'll be right back after I get this chopped down some, because I can't hold it and chop at the same time. Okay, now I got it chopped down. A little bit of the middle was still a little froze, so have to cook it just a little bit longer to get that. Make sure that that's thoroughly done. So, and while that's browning, over here in this pot is where my big jumbo shells will be in. So I got the water simmering right now slowly. I'm not in a hurry to get it boiling until I get the meat prepared. And I will be putting it in this square dish. So I will be back once the meat is browned, and I will not be putting in my seasoning, any of that, until this is browned. Okay, now most of this has browned. Oh, and by the way, guys, my sniffling comes from me chopping up those onions. Many of us have allergies to that, or you know how onions can be strong and make your eyes water, make your nose run, and it tends to do me like that every time I cut my onions. But okay, this is almost done, and as you can see, this is why I choose to eat ground turkey and not ground beef. As you notice, I don't have hardly any fat. Hardly any. But I still like to drain. So, I will be right back after I drain it, and then we're going to go to the next step. And I'm very sorry if I'm not staying in frame, but trying to hold a camera and cook is not the easiest thing. And if you're new to my channel, you'll notice that I'm new to doing this, so don't have a whole lot of videos, so I'm learning. Okay, be right back. Okay, the next step is to take your taco seasoning, which this is the brand that I'm using. Use any brand that you choose, and read the back. And like my instruction says, to mix with 2/3 cup water. I already have my 2/3 cup water, so all you have to do is pour that in, which I'm about to go back over here, so excuse me. And we're going to pour that in, pour all of that in. And let me make sure I'm getting all my seasoning. Okay. Again, pour in your 2/3 cup water. Okay, and of course stir that up. This isn't easy cooking with one hand. I didn't know how hard that was. So I'm going to learn a new talent. I'm going to learn a new talent. Not finish, excuse me. I'm going to learn a new talent. And I'm not sure if I mentioned when I showed the ingredients, because it was in a container, I'm not sure if I actually showed that black olives is also an ingredient and it's an option. Okay, and so now we're going to, in a few minutes, let's turn it down because it's rapidly cooking. We're going to add the cream cheese, and you probably only need about 4 ounces. It's kind of up to you. You can use 2, 3, 4 ounces. Kind of your choice, how much you like cream cheese. So give me a moment to cut that, and we'll... Okay, I made it back. I got it all in here now. And I chose to use 4 ounces. And I changed the setting to simmer. I don't want it just to cook so fast like that. And this you'll cook until it melts, till it's melted. So you can help the process faster, of course, by doing what I'm doing, chopping it up, spreading it, distributing it through the hot ground turkey through the meat. If you got ground beef, of course, it wouldn't be ground turkey for you. So through your meat. And also, this is good with chicken. Very good with chicken. The Mexican style with chicken. Really, really good. And it's already one cheese that you'll be using. And you can also top this with Parmesan cheese. I haven't done it yet, but I don't see why wouldn't it be good. I think it would still be good. Okay. It's almost done melting, which is going to continue to melt anyway. So at this time we can sprinkle some of the onions in, or all the onions, your choice. You could have put them in when you put the cheese in. I don't really have a preference, just because since it is going in the oven afterwards, it's still going to cook. It's going to cook being in this hot meat, and then it's going to cook being in the oven. So it will get done. And I don't like any vegetable to be like really soggy. I like them to be done with a little crisp. And you can set your oven on 350 to preheat, as I just did. Okay. And let that simmer just a little bit, just to give the onions a little simmer, a little chance to get tender, just so the onions get a little tender. And I will be back. Okay, now we're back. This is good enough for me for now. So now the next step is just to turn it off and let it cool. And the next thing, I don't know if you can probably hear it in the video already, is I am starting to boil my water. I turned it up, and that's why I had it on simmer. because I let it slowly start getting hot while I'm preparing the other part of the meal. That way when I turn it up, then it doesn't take no time. And I did sprinkle a little salt at the bottom to help it boil. And to get back, it's your choice. I think I'm going to go ahead and add, the last time I made this, I added after. But I'm going to go ahead and add my garlic powder. And you really can't use too much garlic powder unless you really don't like the taste of garlic powder. But in my family, we love it. So that was probably about 1 to 2 tablespoons. And then you can add in your black pepper. And that's probably about a teaspoon. And then, of course, just stir that up very good. And as you notice, I did that once I turned it off and it's no longer cooking. That way the seasoning is staying right within the meat. It's not going to be drained out. And your main seasoning is the taco seasoning. If you notice, I did not use anything with salt because taco seasoning generally is already salty. And this is, since the meat is done, you can taste it for those who are salt lovers. Although it's not healthy, but this is the point, you can taste it. If you want to add more salt, seasoned salt, whatever type of salt you would like to add. Okay, so now I'm going to put the camera down and I'm going to grab my pasta shells. Okay, sorry. Which, let's see, maybe I can get the camera to sit right there. Okay. And it's kind of up to you. Matter of fact, I'm just going to place in the pan how many I think will fit in my pan. I really don't know, so there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's see. I don't know if I said it, that's 11 or 12, so we may end up with 13. Do not use the broken ones. They will not benefit you any. And that little bitty head you saw running by was my granddaughter. She was throwing a shell away that I accidentally dropped on the floor. So, and you will let this cook until they're almost done, like halfway done, not all the way. And I will be back once they are done like that. Okay, this is for those that want to use spinach in theirs. You do not have to. It is optional. But I like for us, my family, to have vegetables. I normally would use fresh spinach. However, you may do with what you have. It comes out the same anyway. So the best thing to do with this, while you could even did that first, especially if you're using canned, is at some point you need to get this draining. If you notice, I got it in a colander, and that's to get all, and you can press it, get all the excessive juices out of it. That's the benefit of using fresh spinach. You don't have to worry about it. But if you notice all the extra juice, and I took the top off, it was a pop-off type can. So I squeezed as much as I could even with that. But while the food is waiting and just sitting, while the food is still over there, the pasta shells are still cooking. Thought it'd been a good time to Better now than never now, because I should have already had it. But like I said, this is new to me, trying to think of everything while I'm trying to record and remember what to say, because I don't want to leave any steps out for you guys and then you wonder why it didn't come out correctly. And no, you do not have to season this. You can, but you don't have to. And also, like I said again, I don't know if I had showed the black olives. We will be throwing the black olives in and the spinach in at the same time in the meat once the pasta is done, because the pasta needs to cool off before we even fill it. It's going to have to cool off. Okay, we will be back. Okay, and also I have already opened this can up. I told you the tomatoes and green chilies, what you use in Rotel. When I cut mine, that's what I was saying about it with the green beans. I cut the top and I drain out. I don't know if you guys can see me, but I press inside. And then, of course, take the lid out. And you can also dump that in with the spinach so it can be draining as well. Sometimes it's kind of hard to get all your excessive juices out. You don't want all the excessive. So you don't have to smash them. I don't like to smash my tomatoes and green chilies. I don't like to smash those. Just kind of spread them around a little bit. And this is what it's looking like. And I don't know if you guys can see now, and it's dripping even more. And guys, ladies, guys, who's ever's cooking, please keep your kitchen clean. Have dishwater ready. Wash your dishes as you go. It just makes it so much easier, and it makes it where you have a clean kitchen all the time. Of course, it keeps down rodents, unwanted guests, and a lot of people know what that means. That's roaches. There's nothing wrong with being clean, nothing wrong with washing dishes as you go or as soon as you're done. I mean, like I have downtime, I'm waiting for the pasta, the meat is done. This is the time to do dishes. I did them before I got back on the camera. I believe in a clean kitchen. Very, very clean. So if I come to your house and it's not clean, you don't have to worry about me eating at all. You would never have to worry about me eating. And another hint, if you didn't have salsa, use it. Okay, I also was wanting to give some information that if you didn't have the Rotel tomatoes and green chilies or sauce, and I mind to use spaghetti sauce since I was using the green chilies and tomatoes, that's going to add a little spice because that's medium. And my granddaughter is eating this, so I don't want it too spicy for her. She likes spicy food, but I don't think she can handle too much. And I did, as you can see, I went ahead and added the black olives in. And now we're getting ready to go over here. We're going to leave that draining. And we're getting ready to go over here. And we're going to get we're going to go over here and we're going to get this pot with the shells. I'm going to sit the camera down and I'm going to move this because it should be about drained out. Okay, now this is how I do. So forgive me if you hear the water, but I use cold water. Let me tell you first, I use cold water. I pour off as much hot water without letting anything fall out. You add cold water because that stops it from cooking so they don't turn to mush. That actually should be good enough. And I'm just going to put this down off in here just so you can see. I'm just trying to get them out of each other. They're within each other. A couple of them are cuffing each other. They're spooning. Just trying to get them out of there. And you do want to let them dry and cool. And of course, cooling them to stop them from, there's a name for this, but I actually forgot. But anywho, this also helps speed the process because you stop the process of them cooking. Okay, and what I'm going to do is turn the camera around and show you. I'm going to have them on this plate just sitting here cooling. And yes, my hands are clean. I always clean my hands consistently. And you can even turn them upside down where, like how that one was gapped open. If you want them to be able to be, I like them like this where it's kind of a tight curl. So when I put my food in, it grips it. So, but that's still your choice. And plus it helps get all the water out. Uh-oh, look like we have a broken one. That's not going to be good. I'll do what I can with it. And that's one thing about these big shells. You have to be so careful. So careful. They're almost ruined once they're broke. Sometimes they're salvageable. Sometimes they're not. Let's see if I lost track of, lost count when I didn't know if I had 12 or 13 because I couldn't see. The water was really boiling. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I had exactly 12. Okay, give me a minute because like I said, I do like to wash my dishes as I go. So, yeah, y'all get to hear that, huh? Just believe in washing dishes as I go. And that also keeps your hands clean as well. Especially if your water's not dirty. I can't stand to see people still washing dishes with dirty water. It's kind of like washing your clothes in dirty water. Okay. Give me a moment to rinse them so they can at least get a chance to dry while I'm over there. While we're on the other side of the kitchen. Okay. So now we're going to take this mixture. We're going to go ahead. You can pour it all in at once, or you can pour in little by little and mix. I'm just going to pour it all in because I know I'm going to use it all. So I'm going to put this camera down. Hopefully the light isn't messing with it. I'll give y'all a good view. Okay. And like I said, everybody will not want spinach, but that's the way I want it. I want us to get our vegetable. More than just tomatoes. You know what I mean? I like to serve vegetables with every meal. Some form of vegetable, and this is a good way to get your children to eat vegetables. Those picky eaters. Because now it doesn't just taste like spinach, which a lot of kids do like spinach, but you can put anything in here. Corn, broccoli. It's just to each its own, your taste. And now you see all this is mixed in here. Oh, and all this is also your vegetable too. Okay, now this is ready for whenever the shells are ready. And just to give you a peek, that's what I was, what you need to do with your sauce. And as you notice, I did use spaghetti sauce. And I will be back when the shells are ready to stuff. Okay, I have finished stuffing all the shells. I actually don't have room for two because I'm using a smaller pan. But I do want you guys to see how much stuffing I still have left. That's from adding the can of spinach, all the vegetables. So it will double what you have, especially if you're trying to stretch it. So just wanted you guys to see that's left, and you can always use that for a whole nother recipe, and you can always add other things to it. But that will be another video. Okay, this is what it looks like as of right now. And this is the part where if you have some salsa, again, like I said, I can't use too much spicy because my granddaughter is eating it. So I don't want to be adding all the extra spices. So you can add like a little bit of, spaghetti sauce, whatever type of sauces you want on top. Just a little bit so it won't be, which I doubt it'd be dry. I mean, it's got too much stuff in it to be dry. But this is where I would generally be adding some picante sauce for me because I love spicy food. So now this is where it goes in the oven, and it'll be in there probably about 30 minutes because basically everything's already done. We kind of pre-cooked everything. So it'll go in the oven for about 30 minutes, and then I'm going to grate my cheese over it. When we come back, I'll be grating the cheese on top of it, and then we'll bake it for another 10 to 15 minutes. And then we'll also top it with like green onions and, bell peppers that I already have pre-cut. Which you know what? I'm going to go ahead and add that in when I add the cheese. So I'll be back. So put it in the oven and let it bake for about 30 minutes, and I'll... Okay guys, it's out of the oven. I'm going to give you a close look at it. I know from that angle it doesn't really give you a whole lot. Okay, and as I stated earlier, that I already have my green onions, bell peppers, all that stuff is already pre-cut. I learned that from Auntie Fee on YouTube, to go on and buy that stuff and cut it up and freeze it. That way you already have it and it's already ready for when you need it. Thank you, Auntie Fee. I love watching your cooking show. But okay, I'm going to get the cheese out. I didn't want to have it sitting out, so I'm going to get the cheese out. And I will not be grating cheese. Well, I might grate all over it. I don't like a lot of cheese for myself. My daughter likes more cheese than I do. So put as much cheese as you want and what your family will eat. I just don't like a whole lot of cheese. And yes, you don't have to grate cheese. You can buy the kind that's already shredded and ready. Because me and this grater are not going to get along either. Or I just don't know how to grate cheese, because I usually have what's already ready. So don't laugh at me, guys, because me and this Velveeta, I had it sitting out. I think that's what it is. It's too soft. I had it sitting out, then I thought about it and said, hey, you better put that back up. So it probably didn't. It probably kind of got soft on me. It doesn't feel soft though, but it's acting soft. But I don't want, like I said anyway, I don't want too much cheese, so it's actually fine for me. To each his own on the cheese though. Some people love it cheesy, and we already have cream cheese already in it, so to me we have enough cheese. She can always put some more if she wants more. Let me wash my hands because I can't touch the camera. I can't touch the next item until my hands are clean. So give me just one moment. Okay, and now the next step is to sprinkle your green onions, peppers, whatever, celery. I like it all. I don't discriminate. I like it all on there. Just however much you want. It looks like one whole dish at this moment. But when it's all done, then we'll be able to scoop it out. Okay, so now it'll go back in the oven for another 15, 20, well, maybe about 10, 15 minutes, because you just want the cheese to really get melted in there and get the vegetables kind of, done. And it really doesn't take long. So, okay, we will be back. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I have gotten it out of the oven. It is complete, it's final, it's over with, it's done. It is time to eat. You can throw sour cream on it, some more pecani sauce, whatever you choose. It's whatever you choose. It's to your liking. Okay? Have a good day, and if you like this meal and would like to see more, please thumbs up, comment below, and please subscribe. Thank you again. Bye.